That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We
you want one quick question?
can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Yo. What's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K sales. I got a lot of topics because it was ironically a slow news day. So with the slow news day, I was just scrapping up everything I could get. And to start off, man, our boy, one of my favorite kind of things on this channel following, William Banks is free. My boy is apparently out of jail again. He said 2025 is just beginning. Well, he said 2025 is just beginning. But William Banks is apparently out, man. He's got the Jesus piece and his mugshot on a T. And he's posted up in a parking lot, man. And his caption now just says, "I am a good person." That's what his bio says. No logos until I get a sponsor. Oh, wow. Yeah, this kid is smart. This kid is smart. Every day is a day. Shout out to Leela for posting this. Yeah, he's smart. I remember the whole thing of like when I reacted to it. I ain't gonna lie, that was a legendary stream. If you know, you know. If you was on there, that was one of the times where I feel like the actual, like if you were there live, it was better than the replay. But yeah, on the live, I was like, okay, maybe he's off. He's not off. He knows what he's doing. This dude knows what he's doing. Shout out to William Banks, bro. I am America, but my heart lives in the world. I have no interest in learning this language. However, I do want to learn speaking Spanish. Welcome to Philly. He's on no, ain't a bruh. Come on, bruh. Nah, bruh. Come on, bruh. Don't tell me William Banks got an on the radar freestyle, bruh.
Baby, I love.
All right. I'm muting it for the sake of copyright. Ain't no way William Banks really got a roommate clean day.
Room before we take care of our personal bullshit.
Whoa, dude.
I'd love to see you can do it. You put your mind to that table. That's Peter's trash. Peter?
That is not.
So he's back to making like skits and comedy sketches. So I'm thinking, did he really get the NYPD to agree to do the skit of taking him back to jail? Because I don't know if I'll ever find it, but because like, wait, hold on. What is punishment for escaping New York jail? Okay. Escape in the first degree is punishable for up to 7 years in prison, while escape in the second degree can lead up to a maximum of 4 years. So yeah, so up to 4 years and up to 7 years. Let me put in William Banks, just in case. I don't know. What was the William Banks? Oh, it was in Connecticut. The man who just went to a fake prison also went to a real jail. Wait, hold on, bro. Hold on, twin. Okay. All right, bro. New Yorker want me to sign up for all the stuff. I might have to hold on. Give me a second. Cause now I want to know. I really want to know this now. Give me a second. I want to know. All right, here we go. I got it. Okay, bet. The man who went to fake prison also went to a real jail. A crime that became a prank, then became a crime. Last October, William Banks posted on Instagram that he was looking for a subletter, a $1,025 a month for 8 months, and a pre-war bidding in the Crown Heights with 3 roommates. It's the kind of message that many New Yorkers put out, hoping to cover their rent during an arts residency or a luxurious season of travel. His trip would not be so glamorous. I'm leaving New York for a little while because unfortunately I have to go to jail in Connecticut, Banks told everyone. Banks had been arrested at the end of 2023 in Westport, a wealthy town halfway down to New Haven from Brooklyn, for stealing 5 Israeli lawn flags, which residents had planted to show support for Israel following the October 7th attacks. He was in Connecticut visiting his fiance's parents for the holidays, and he felt compelled to do something after watching the ensuing attacks on Gaza. I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and I got it in my head that I should throw these signs away, Banks said. I thought Israel was being very bad and that no one else was going to do something about it except for me. Banks then went out on a flags, snatching in full daylight, dumping them in the trash can, and that he rolled down the street behind them. Neighbors snapped the picture and scared him off with the threat to call the police. But when the police arrived, Banks went back for more. He drove up one more residence in his fiance's white Prius and stole a replacement flag. Driving off as the officer on the scene yelled at him to stop. I wanted to get caught, not at the top of my head, but I think deep down it's like I wanted a point to be made. I wanted to make it clear that there are people out there who think that this is messed up, he said. The action was not without its consequences, serving as the final blow to his engagement before he got dumped. I was pretty devastated, Banks said. I was like, what is wrong with me? Lots of other people would be asking the same thing as he began an ill-fated journey that will take him to courtrooms of Connecticut, to a prison in Florida, to a night sleeping on the floor of a very real jail in New York City. Hold on, bro. Banks, 28, a comedian by trade, is recognizable by an unruly mane growing at a 180-degree crown on the cross of the back of his head, like Danny DeVito on a bad hair day. He focuses on extended and absurd bits that play out on social media and refuse to wink at the camera. Ongoing projects include his plot to unite the world religions, to quote unquote eradicate the plague on atheism, and a cult like movement to convince strangers that he was abducted by an alien planet carnivore. Apart from the random encounter with Alec Baldwin in one of his videos, most of this work is yet to gain him an audience much beyond his fellow comedians in Brooklyn. For his latest project, Banks got some extra firepower from Peter McIndoe, his friend, fellow prankster, and roommate. Over the past 8 years, McIndoe has become an expert at getting people to care about inherently stupid ideas. Beginning from the movement called Birds Aren't Real, founded on a whim in 2017, McIndoe spent years pitching a faux conspiracy that the U.S. government had replaced all the birds with drones to spy on Americans. The meme was a loose commentary on how easily our nation falls prey to QAnon level innatity. But like a real conspiracy, Birds Aren't Real quickly gained hundreds of thousands of followers, became a fixation for young people during the pandemic, and broke containment to the point that their grandparents were hearing about it on 60 Minutes and Fox News. In 2023, McIndoe sat for a primetime interview with Pete Hedges, in which he refused to acknowledge that any birds are real and called the current Secretary of Defense Tucker. All right. McIndoe wrote a book on the stunt and that he faked his own unaliving before moving on to another spoof, the patent for Enon, for a highly believable satirical reboot. For now, he is remaining off camera for the stunts. His co-conspirator for Birds Aren't Real Days is playing the Enron CEO. I'm definitely in my director area, McIndoe says. He also says that last year, the Democratic National Committee reached out to him on how to reach younger voters, to which the advice was to infiltrate the right-wing podcast ecosystem and talk upfront about Palestine. Both ideas were turned down. McIndoe, 25, is interested in what he calls autobiographical reality television. With the streaming model leading TV and movies to crisis point, he sees his reality bending projects as a direct route to get people to pay attention without the nagging influence of boring soup. TVs and movies are exhausted and overrun by industry and money and bureaucracy, he said. It feels banal and it's been done, and I really think there's an opportunity here to introduce a whole new way to tell stories. With Banks going back and forth with court dates, together they saw an opportunity for one of these stories. They would simply tell everyone that Banks was prison bound and play with whatever attention came. We have to find you a real jail, McIndoe texted Banks. McIndoe, Banks, and 2 other roommates, Will Duncan and Ryan Smith, wrote out that their roommate passion project in their kitchen with Python on the bookshelf for at least 2 pictures of My Pillow CEO Mike Lindell said on display. They got a writing story arc for Banks' fake incarceration on whiteboard. In real life, Banks said he agreed to plan in Connecticut that will result in a charge getting wiped. Getting wiped from his record if they agreed to do 200 hours of community service and 2 years of probation, as well as a psychiatric evaluation and hate crime class. But for their show on social media, the gang rented a discuss. Oh, okay. A disused jail outside of Miami for a 5-hour shoot, hiring a fan from Detroit to play Banks' cellmate and putting up a casting call for a jail saga reality show to fill the remaining roles. Their pawn shop cell phones recorded footage just blurry enough to look real. In total, the shoot was around $6,000 provided by. They got me. They got me. They got me, bro. They got me. The whole time I was like, is this real? Is this not? I was like, I think it is. It was not real. On December 9th, 2024, Banks posted his first photo from the fake prison stint. The stunt thoroughly was believable on X, fitting seamlessly through the troll for slop and misinformation that feeds the app these days. Over the context of the comedy scene that should connect the dots, the reception was not as warm. Banks lost performance opportunities. His improv group, featuring a former SNL member, disintegrated. To keep up the pretense locally, Banks stopped going out as much and began wearing a thinly veiled disguise at times. When he first met a bedside coffee shop called Corto in February of this year, he wore a pair of fake glasses and ordered under the name Anthony. The key to understanding William is that he has good intentions and really, really commits to the silly idea rather than a harmful and hateful idea, said Eric Yates, a comedian and friend who advised Banks on the project. It was kind of just making fun of how protesters were getting thrown into jail and criticizing this perspective. William freaks people out, and I think I think good art is kind of weird and inappropriate and crosses the line, said Banks' roommate Will Duncan. But I can always say, I wouldn't live like William. The criticism highlighted some incoherence in the project. Was he making light of incarceration? Was he being cruel to Jews supporting Israel? Was he mocking Gaza? We were all chatting about it because there are a lot of people who think that it's messed up and stuff, but everyone's a really coward. So whatever, said comedian Millie Tamareres. This is so corny and racist. It's insane. She had written under Banks' initial point. A lot of their stuff and their material relies on an all-white audience and people who've had familiar experiences to them, Tamara said. That's why it's funny to him. It's like oh my gosh, what if I went to jail? I just think that using a genocide in any way to gain followers is cowardice. Said another comedian, Marley Coulter. People on the streets are really every day getting arrested. This is a whole shtick. It's not nothing that people should be doing. The prison content kept going. The fake narrative showed Banks growing more comfortable in a fake prison. His fake cellmate, a rapper from Detroit who goes by the name of Ant, encourages him to freestyle and decline to be interviewed for the project unless he was paid $250. Yo, shout out to the New Yorker, bro. Banks got in a fake fight with some atheists in jail and taught them about the healing power of a Abrahamic God. He also began calling himself White Moses, and in one dispatch finally led to his fellow fake prisoners to freedom under the chain link fence. The roommates were particularly thrilled, and an international news account shared the low-def film of the escape presented on video as if it was a real thing. The funniest part is by how people are interpreting it on the same level that they would as if it was actually happening in real person, which is the most visceral feeling of entertainment, said McIndoe. You can go to the movies hoping for a nugget of emotion. I'm hoping that something makes me laugh or feel anything, even angry. Over time, the game of watching Banks online changed. More and more viewers caught on that some of the realism faded. Where were all the guards in these videos? Why would someone break out of prison just for a few months sentence? But his audience kept growing by the tens of thousands, many of whom couldn't care if it was real or fake. A lot of people were having so much fun with it that they decided to put away their plausible deniability or whatever and they're pretending like it's real, Banks said. It's fun to pretend. Ah, that's funny. While on the run, Banks found himself a quote unquote girlfriend, a video editor named Madison Van Buren, who picked him up on the side of the road planning for his escape. People would love to see me with a hot girlfriend, said Banks. People were like, that's insane. I can't believe this guy. A lot of people say I look like Gargamel, a villain from the Smurfs. I don't like that one. This past winter, Banks, I want to interview William now, bro. At this point, I want to, William, I done made 5 videos about you. You commented on the first one a few months ago. William Banks, if you're watching this right now and you got 15 minutes into this video, I want to interview you, bro. I want to bring you on the channel. Come on, let's talk, bro. I'll reach out to you. I'll find your contact. I'll reach out. I'll see if I can bring you on the channel, bro. This past winter, Banks' roommate Brain Trust saw another opportunity. In the second Trump term, people launching and quickly selling their own cryptocurrencies become trendy again, thanks to regulators looking at the other way. Banks created and promptly cashed in on a meme coin called Moses. He took in at least $50,000, which he then distributed to several charities: 20,000 to the Samir Project, 10,000 to the Palestine Red Crescent Society, translating Palestine, and Gaza Sunbirds. This part wasn't fake. Gaza Sunbirds confirmed it and received a donation. Hellgate confirmed that it was 3 other donations in a story that Banks published on March 19th. Banks invented a new nickname, Waluigi Manjon, and found that what he believes is a radical moral higher ground. Even though people question the ethics of my method, it still raised the most out of any of my peers. Not to brag about that, but it does feel like a definite evidence that this was a success. He described that the donations as an iron dome against any critique. Jeez Louise. Okay, hold on. Okay, I gotta. Okay, I guess I gotta. This is crazy, bro. Okay, by early March, Banks was putting together the finishing touches on ending the jail saga. They planned for the plot to culminate with a rap party, and me, Saber Cafe in Brooklyn capping this fake run from the law. But the autobiographical reality TV show would have a different finale. On the morning of March 12th, Banks took the train down from Crown Heights to Flatiron with his fake girlfriend to shoot a few more pictures of him pretending to be on a run from the law. Minutes after he arrived, I knew it. I knew it. After he arrived at the, I feel vindicated. I feel vindicated. After he arrived at the hot dog cart on West 18th Street, a bystander called 911 reporting that there was a guy in a tank top with crazy hair and a visible gun tucked in his waistband. Like many things in Banks' life, the gun was fake. A borrowed BB pistol with a, so that's how they did it, with the tip painted black. It looked awfully real to police officers who arrived on the scene and arrested him. Later that day, I was on the phone with McIndoe when he sent over a picture of Banks getting ushered into the squad car. For obvious reasons, it immediately seemed suspect. I'm being totally honest with you right now, McIndoe said. Free William, for real this time. These kids right here. The NYPD confirmed this account. Banks had been arrested for the imitation of an imitation pistol. He'd been taken to the 13th precinct, then transferred to Central Booking, where he spent the night. It's kind of beautiful in a way, McIndoe said, of its roommate's unplanned return to the fictional narrative to a hard reality. Banks did not find much beauty in his night sleeping on the ground in a cell using his shoe as a pillow. Central Booking is way worse than what I ever imagined, he said, but he was satisfied with the new ending of his film, quote unquote, as he refers to the project in the conversation. The boys wrote a real arrest and a fake plot. After posting repeatedly that he was never going back again, Banks published a photo of his real arrest on March 20th, followed by an in-character interview with his girlfriend, which seemed to be claimed he was at Rikers. It's become this hybrid reality fantasy play in which both is real and not real at the same time. It's like quantum storytelling. Even as Banks tried to put a bow on whatever all of this was, the court dates continued. Release his own recognized in New York. He has appeared in early May for the imitation pistol charge, which carries a maximum sentence of 1 year in prison. I wasn't on plan on getting caught with that gun, but I had kind of got into this bit of a hubris. Banks said, "Now I'm like, I'm not gonna hop on the subway anymore. I'm going to stop stealing from Whole Foods. I'm going to be on my really good boy stuff." Yo, this dude is funny, bro. He's funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's funny. Hold on. Let me see. See. All right. Cool. That's funny, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's funny.
All my drugs.
We're 30-year-olds. We're 30-year-old men. We're 30-year-olds.
You're standing around talking about
Your ice cream is your dad.
How old are you gonna be?
29.
You can't change your own diaper. Say it. And we put all the trash in a trash bag together, and we take turns as a team. Wouldn't it be easier to just focus on the task at hand and clean up like adults, Peter?
That's all literally what I'm trying to do.
I think a game would be fun.
Where'd Peter go?
He went in his room.
Peter.
I'm just trying to
We
find.
keep the bottle caps to make a design with them.
Really?
What is that? What is this?
What are you doing, William?
Clean. Ah! Don't give me around.
Hey! Get out of there. Get out of there.
What's going on?
William just actually tried to.
He just tried to hit both of us. He's been really violent lately.
I don't know.
I'm feeling a little lightheaded with everything going on right now.
My heart is racing right now.
That's very scary.
How much more trash is
Why
there?
don't you just lay down
We're
or
good.
something?
Why don't you just
man?
lay down?
Probably take a beat. Just think it's
Take a beat.
I was just driving.
Unravel. I mean,
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
covered in
Oh my
goosebumps. I think we need a timeout.
What's going on with you, man?
Big jail, start beefing with some dude, and then end up back to jail. And then he threw a pool party and posed for some pics. And now he's
Well, you got a boyfriend, you got a partner, or you got a girlfriend, and you might even have a situation. But if you got a situation on your hands, don't call me. I can't clean it up. You're going to want to call the custodian. Just joking. It feels so good to do this.
Give it up for William Banks, everybody.
This is the most interesting man on the internet. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Even with the fake, like, this is crazy, bro. I like my mind. I read this was fake. This was planted. But even William Banks, the comedian, like, I don't know if he's just constantly in character, and like there is no serious William Banks, you know, like kind of like Jim Carrey. I don't. Who is? We'll never know. We'll never know, man. We'll never know, bro. This account is ran and managed by William Banks. The original owner, Will Duncan, no longer owns, controls, or has access to the pages. Your boy Sonic, and that's the one that I watched. This is the crazy, bro. I don't know if I'll ever understand William Banks, bro. Yeah, is it? You know why I'm here. You know why I'm here. Today was good. Ant-Man folded today. Ant-Man folded tonight, man. This is like, I don't understand, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I do not understand, bro, at all. But today was here. She was here like 6 minutes ago. It's like 6 minutes later. She probably gone. But today, if you still here, like I said, Ant-Man folded tonight. But I also like Judaism and Islam too. This is so crazy to me, bro. Like, I still don't get it. I still don't even get it, bro. If he came on this show, hold on, let me see.
One thing I'm
No, they pretty legit. Y'all can't even build a jet by yourself. You heard about Japan. The essential elements of due process of laws are notice of opportunity, defend before life. His due process's rights were violated. Okay. Life, property. Simon versus Kraft. The essential element of due process before life, liberty, and property is taken. His due process rights were. Y'all can't even build a jet by yourself. That the U.S. is the best military ever assembled in the history of mankind. Did you not see what they did to Japan? I'm telling you, my brother, or sister, whoever this is. I literally know people in the service who build such jets and equipment you speak of. It is their entire job to build the equipment. And guess what color they are? So what are we talking about right now, brother? And to act like it's only white people in the military and saying, yo, we got this, the military, we do it. What are you talking about, brother? The U.S. military, see, it's some people whose main job is to get a rise out of you. And as you guys just saw, he got a rise out of me. But yeah, that was one of the thing about the whole proverbial race war. A lot of craziness going on the channel now, but a lot of stuff that interests me. Yeah, I'm on William Banks, bro. William, if you're watching this, let's talk. So I could try to figure out the character versus the real you, if there is any differences and stuff like that. I don't know, bro. It's very interesting to me.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.